What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the newest, latest, and greatest video. Got a lot to cover today, and I don't really have a whole lot of time to cover it, so watch the intro, and we'll be back in just a second. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is apologize to everybody for not really getting any videos out lately. I've gone back to day shift. I thought it was going to be easier to get videos and to ride more. And then I realized when I was on day shift last time, the whole reason I was able to ride more is because I was riding every night at night with a buddy of mine. Riding at night is not necessarily conducive to being able to do a moto vlog. Now with that said, I'm coming up on 3 months of the channel being kind of back in business, back in operation. And it hasn't grown much, definitely not as much as I wanted, though I didn't necessarily have any expectations coming into it. But I know a lot of that is just the fact I've not been posting videos, so most of that's on me. I realize that, I understand it. And again, you know, there's no one to blame but myself for that one, for not actually getting out, getting videos made, and getting them uploaded. So I did finally get the CCT video done. That video took me a ridiculous amount of hours to process and edit, more than any other video I've done. Even though it's only 10 minutes long, it took me hours and hours of editing. With that said, the quality of the audio still sucks dick. I used a waterproof case. I had that little black stand that you get with the new GoPro. I used that kind of as a tripod. I realized it more or less killed the audio quality off to where it sounds like I'm in a fishbowl the whole time. I don't have the goofy strap on to, you know, put on your head and mount your GoPro to. And if I'm going to continue to do the maintenance stuff, one of the things I will probably have to get is that strap on. Although I feel stupid saying I'm going to buy a strap on. Josh R., who is one of the Facebook page friends, asked me to do a CCT adjustment video. I scoured the old interwebs and YouTube specifically for a 954 CCT adjustment video, and guess what? There are none. After I get this one uploaded, there will be one, mine. I own the market on the 954 CCT adjustment. If I would have had a stupid strap on, or my wife holding the camera, or anything else, it would have been much higher quality and easier to understand what I was doing. Maybe in about 5,000 miles when I go to adjust it again, I will reshoot the video and get it done properly with a strap on. Hey! And like I said, day shift I thought would let me ride more, and it just isn't. So we'll see how I'm going to handle, or what I'm going to do to handle this situation. I definitely need to be getting at least 2 or 3 videos out a week. I realize this. That's the only way the channel's really going to grow. Thank you to the new subscribers, by the way. Definitely a big appreciation to you guys subscribing. My one video that's getting the most views and the most attention is why a CBR954RR. That video gets 15 views a day, and all my other ones are just in a slump, including a giveaway video. God, I thought that would get everybody's attention, but it hasn't. But my CBR954 video gets wicked amounts of views. So obviously, and it's something that I've kind of been aware of, but not necessarily have paid a lot of attention to. A bike at the age of the 954, which is what, at a minimum at this point, 15 years old, still has almost a cult-like following, like some of the cult classic movies. I mean, these bikes really have a weird following. Now, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, and I'm not going to say they don't deserve it. This is an excellently designed bike. When Honda and Baba designed this bike, you know, and put in the whole concept of total control and everything geared toward the street rider, they hit it out of the park. I mean, it was kind of leaps and bounds ahead of everything else at its time, much in the way that, you know, last year, the last couple of years, the R1 has kind of dominated everything because it is so far technologically now advanced, kind of than anything else is. You know, without getting into specifics, you know, just all the electronics package that you get on that thing is, I don't want to say MotoGP quality, but getting probably damn near impressive, you know, on the R1's part. But one of the first bikes to really do that was the 954. I'm not going to say the bike doesn't deserve the attention it gets, the 954 that is. And I find it interesting, a couple different things. One, the market value, or the, I guess the retail value you could say, of these bikes has not gone anywhere in 4 years. It had a lot less miles when I bought it, obviously 4 years ago. But if you look up the retail value of this bike now, it hasn't moved. It's still like $4,000 value. I don't know if that's just because the 954 was such a limited production bike. I mean, yes, they did a lot of them, or they made tons and tons of them, but they only made them for 2 years versus a lot of the models now you see running 4 and 5 years before they get an overhaul. The question I'm going to pose to you, and what I'm going to attempt to answer via my opinion, is why the 954 has this crazy following that it does. So for you guys, you know, whether it's on the Facebook page, comment section, whatever, why do you think the 954 has such a crazy following, or what is it about the 954 that you guys love? Now for me, I think a lot of it has to do with the Blade father. He is the one that designed this bike. This is the last bike he designed. He changed the entire concept of the sport bike of this bike, I should say, to total control. He wanted to make it as rider user friendly as possible. With that came, you know, it's a lightweight bike. It handles amazing because of the weight. I guess just because of the chassis design, the swing arm design, the way the bike flexes, it's predictable. You know, the worst quality of this entire bike, I think, you know, at least stock, was the on-off throttle transition has pretty much always been bad. I've tried to tune it out with the Power Commander and get it just more stable in that regard, and it's only somewhat worked, to be honest with you. For the size of the bike and the power that it has, and I'm not going to say it's the most powerful bike. We know there's more powerful bikes out there all over the place. But honestly, at the price, I don't think you can beat a 954. The 954 is easy to ride, and it's fairly easy to ride fast. I think that's one of the things that's realized is these bikes can be ridden hard and fast. I know it can overpower the rear tire. I've slid this bike through the application of a little too much throttle coming out of a turn. It's a deceptively quick bike. Now, does it hold a candle to all the latest and greatest lineup from, you know, the big four? I think it does. The one thing that it lacks, and one of the things that I love that it lacks, is all the electronics. This bike will force you to ride it and to learn how to ride it. I think the invention of rider aids and all the electronic stuff that goes into bikes now makes you a safer rider. That doesn't make you a safer rider. It makes you an alive rider. It intervenes on your behalf. So it is easier now to ride some of these bikes stupid fast. You know, some of the new bikes, you can accidentally hit the throttle too hard. You can push it too hard, and it's going to correct you. You do the same thing on an older leader bike, and it's going to tell you because it's going to put you on your ass. And I like that. To some extent, it keeps my stupidity in check. I don't mind that. I don't race my bike. I don't go absolutely nuts on the street because it's pretty stupid to do so. I'm not going to say I don't do dumb things and I don't speed. Right place, right time. The 954 is just, it's a well-rounded bike. It's got a usable power band. You can launch this bike fairly hard, and you've got to push it pretty hard before the front tire wants to come up or automatically comes up. I'm not going to say you'd be hard-pressed to loop this bike. If you do a drag race launch, it will probably pick the front end up and loop you. Just downshifting and going, it may pick it up a little bit, but you're going to know, you're going to have warning. Again, for its age, it communicates well. I have the front forks reworked some. I have different internals. You know, I rebuild them on a regular basis. So yeah, I get a lot of front end feedback. My rear shock is still stock, but it tells me enough of what's going on, which again pays homage to the chassis design. I can usually tell when it's wanting to let go. When you're in a turn, you don't want to try to correct anything. Just let it do what it's going to do. Bikes correct themselves anyway. In the 954, it has this insane cult following. I have people offer me money for my bike all the time, or ask me how much I want for it, and I have no intention of selling it. So my answer is pretty much always the same to them. If you make me an offer I can't refuse, I won't refuse it. I would have to get an unreasonable amount of money before I'd be like, oh hell yeah, take this thing. I'm ready, you know, take it. Again, question to you guys before I end this: what makes the 954 so special that there is such a ridiculous cult following? What is so special that you guys love about it? Aside from the fact that we all know it's a freaking awesome bike. We already know that, so don't give me a stupid simple answer. Or do, I don't care. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. I'm gonna end it kind of where I always do. Answer the question, be safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.